we live? Let's have a look. Yes, we are. Good morning. So I just struggled to stick with it for more than a few weeks. How to stay on track, how to stop falling off the bandwagon. So this came up last week, and it's come up a lot actually, with speaking to people who are just coming into our Kickstart program, in our one-to-ones. And like I said yesterday actually, if you were in, about there's many things that you probably stuck to before, but not giving yourself credit for sticking with it. So the belief, the thought is that I can't stick to it. The belief, the thought is I never can stick to anything. But actually, when you look at other areas of our lives, we never consider the success that we've had in those areas in terms of the success that we've had. So it could be work, it could be family stuff. So all these things we have success in. But I want to get you to change the number, okay? So rather than, often we have this mindset of, this is what I'm going to do now. 365 days a year, and that's fine, providing you set a rule, a strategy, or something that you're going to do, which is so simple that it's perhaps easy to do, almost too easy, so easy that you don't even feel like it's worth doing. So for example, I'll give you an example. Yesterday I was speaking to one of the ladies, and she's going to fill in a hunger diary before snacking, okay? This gets to know how we're feeling right now, who we're with, where we are, whether it actually satisfied us or not. And it's not being critical, this is being curious. Not being critical, this is being curious. Now this is something that you don't need ingredients for, it's just literally a case of, this is what I'm going to do today, I just literally write it down. Now, most of the time, you should be able to do that. However, I still think there's a lot to be said about changing the number from, I want to do this 365 days a year, to I'm going to set a target to do this 200 days. And what would that look like in a weekly basis? Let's narrow it down. So that would be aiming for 4 out of 7 this week. Because quite often we aim for 7 out of 7. We mess up on day 2, or mess up. It might not even be a proper mess up, but we just define it as because it's not perfect. Then we write off the rest of the week. Then all of a sudden, we're hitting 70 good days a year rather than 200 because we thought we messed up. So I think there's a lot to be said for changing that. But I speak to people, and when people share their results, they're like, I've done this is what I did to achieve it. I exercised for 30 minutes, I ate like this, I ate protein with every meal. And they say these things, and people assume, and it's interesting, I'm going to get one of those to the podcast, hopefully, about how imperfect she was, yet how seemingly perfect her results are. And I say this a lot, about 2 stone a year, you're talking like £0.5 a week. And a lot of people would give up on that. That's quite imperfect results, if you like, for a lot of people. It's too slow, and want it to be faster, all these things come into it. So I just wanted to go through that in a bit more detail with you, and think about this week with a habit that you're doing. Can you aim for 4 instead of 7 and be okay with 4? And see how that influences your reaction, your response to quote unquote failure. Quote unquote, I've fallen off the wagon. Because if we can claw back 2 good days a week, and make it part of the plan, that maybe there is scope for cyclical dieting, that I went over a bit yesterday. Cyclical dieting is where you essentially have lower calorie days, higher calorie days, lower portions on one day, higher portions on other days. Or it could be that you're steady for 4 weeks and then you have 2-week period of eating slightly higher. Life kind of throws us at us anyway, but rather than going on and off it, it becomes part of the plan. So, I'm going on holiday so I can allow myself a bit more on this and during these times. That's not to say you go crazy, it's control, but it's all conscious and being curious because of the work we've done with the habits. Why do I want to eat this? What am I eating this for? And it's a bit like we discussed the other day about one of the ladies was talking about how much she spends on takeaways, snacky food, eating when she's not hungry. And she's like, why does the monkey on the shoulder get all of this from me? Why do I do that when I could have spent it on X, Y, and Z instead? I could have felt this way instead. I could, not just monetary, but energy levels that we spend, the cost of doing it. What's the cost of doing it? Not just the cost of not doing it. Because we often consider the drawbacks of doing something, but we rarely consider what the benefits of not doing something are. So the benefits of going to bed early tonight, what would I get from that? Rather than thinking, I don't want to go to bed early, I'll miss out on TV, I'll miss out on this. Rather than, what do I get? Well, I get to get up early. I get to get stuff done before the kids get up. Look at this. And yeah, but I've still had 2 hours before this, which is good. Anyway, the fridge is about to be, what are we going for? Yakult, start the day. Good choice. You stealing all my yogurts? Yeah. Anyway, hope that helps. If you want more information about our January Kickstart, do send me a message with Kickstart. Also, I am going to talk on gut health, date to be confirmed. If you want to be kept in the loop on that, just comment below with gut health and I will make sure you're in the right group for that. I've just got to confirm the day and I will see you soon. Take care.